Thank you, everybody, for coming. I just want to update on the Cliff Drive project. I'm proud to say that we just started basically in October doing a campaign, and we've already raised over $9,000. So we're very excited about that. Our goal is $35,000, and Josh, Mesa Business Association, has kindly said that they would match up to $2,500, this much in October. So I know some of you have already donated, but if you haven't, please donate.
We decided to kind of recognize all the people who, came to work every day and risked their health to be serving us here on the Mesa, including the firefighters and the city facilities, people who come out and take care of our parks and all of that good stuff. In 10, 15 years, people tend to forget stuff like this. And I think we need to make a point of honoring them and keeping that as a memorial. Well, not a memorial, but certainly as recognition of our Mesa heroes.
What I was asked to speak to you about today was my role as the president of the Mesa Business Association. So for those of you who don't know, the Mesa Business Association was designed to serve as a voice for the Mesa business community. We help mobilize business owners and residents to identify priorities, challenges, and solutions for our community. Over the years, we have helped the community in a number of different ways. We have put on really fun, family-friendly events on the Mesa, such as our annual Mesa Music Nights. It's a summer concert series that raises funds in which we're able to give back to the community. We have assisted the Mesa architects in an attempt to get more crosswalks on the Mesa and help with ongoing funding and maintenance of our lovely Mesa banners. We helped raise much needed funds for an amazing Mesa asset, the Mesa Harmony Garden. We've donated handheld radios and other safety equipment for all 3 of our public elementary schools, and are right now doing that dollar for dollar matching up to $2,500 for the Heroes Island. So, all of this would not have been possible without the community support of our free Mesa Music Nights concert series. We are planning on doing it again. Unfortunately, because of COVID and because of a lot of things have been canceled. Well, this year Mesa Music Nights was canceled. But we are planning on doing it again next year. And when we do, please join us at one of our most outstanding parks on the Mesa is Elings Park. And it's just beautiful in the summertime. It's enjoyable to just go out there and be with our neighbors, be with our family, listen to some good music, and raise some good money for our community. In the meantime, I think we can all guess that our businesses on the Mesa do need our support. For those of you who do feel comfortable getting out and about, if you can stop by our local restaurants, our retailers, our service shops on the Mesa, they need our support more than ever.
Part of that whole dynamic on the homeless is we are legally required, if we want to move a homeless person or a group of homeless people on an encampment off the street, we are legally required right now to have a housing option for them somewhere. And so both the county and the city are struggling to keep up with funding for temporary hotel rooms or other shelters that might be open. Most of the shelters right now are in lockdown to protect the people that were already in the shelters or in the shelter programs like the Santa Barbara Mission or the Salvation Army. They are not accepting regular overnight guests because of COVID. And another component there is too, that if there's belongings involved, whether it's a tent or anything else, we have to post a notice with them for 72 hours before we can then begin the process of moving them off the street. So today on East Beach, on the encampment that's down there at the base of Milpas, we posted about 75 72-hour notices. And we'll come back on Saturday and either offer them an option on somewhere to stay for temporary housing, and they will either accept that or refuse that. And if they refuse that, we are able to move them off the beach. And as you can imagine, in most cases, we're just moving them from one place to another place and then starting the game all over again the next week. I don't,
Mike,
I don't,
excuse me.
Yep.
Where are you moving them?
anywhere but where they are. So they are being told to leave the beach. So they can disperse wherever they want to go, not in a group like that, not with a tent. They can't, presumably they cannot camp on public property. We'd probably let the encampments on the beach go too long and get too big before we took those steps. But so it's not illegal to be homeless per se. There are lots of behaviors associated with homeless that are illegal, but until they cross that line, our hands are somewhat tied, and then they're doubly tied. Both hands are tied because of the COVID restrictions from the state of California. So there's no good news on this. Literally, East Beach and West Beach are under assault right now. So it is what it is until we get out of this situation and we have a little more power to act a little more assertively with the situation. I don't know, I could find out sometime what the percentage is, but I imagine it's a pretty low percentage of people that actually take you up on the housing and move into a temporary housing. Most of those people are comfortable on the street, have some type of addiction or dual diagnosis addiction or mental illness, and it is a challenge from the state down to the county, down to the cities, how to take care of it. What's inexplainable right now is where they have just all come from all of a sudden.
Yeah.
So a year ago, there was not this intensity. I want to say even right before COVID, there was not this intensity.
Yeah.
We kind of had our own little group that we knew of, or travelers that came through. There are practically residential groups of people right now that have come from somewhere, don't know how they got here, don't know why they're here. I would suspect that they are probably overflows from larger cities that got tired of being in dense urban locations and have opted to move up the coast, whether that's Santa Monica, Ventura, or Santa Barbara, to get away from the more dense populations and exposure to COVID. But positive news, if you haven't been through the Las Positas Modoc intersection lately, we broke ground there about 3 weeks ago on the Modoc Las Positas project, which will be a connection from the existing Modoc bike path that runs all the way out past UCSB, and it will turn the corner at Modoc and come down Las Positas. As it's coming down Las Positas, it's going to be a protected bike path that is separated from the roadway by a barrier. And eventually when you get down by Ealing's Park and the roadway becomes too narrow for that because the creek's right up against the roadway, there will be a drop-in steel bridge that will cross the creek over to the restoration project that's on the Veronica Springs, or the old Veronica Springs property. So there will be a connection through that property then down to the end of Allen Road, and you will come right out either on a bike path going back towards the Mesa proper on Cliff Drive, or else you have access to the beach that way. Most of that path is very wide. I want to say 10 or 12 feet. It's going to be decomposed granite. It will be what we call multimodal. So it's for bicycles or pedestrians, scooters, whatever, but nothing with a motor. But it will be family friendly. You can walk on it. You can ride on it. It will be linked up further by a brand new signal at the intersection going into Ealing's Park. I think that's Jerry Harwin Parkway, which is right now, you go in and out of that thing trying to turn any direction while cars are whizzing by at 55 miles an hour. So there will be a working signal there to further slow cars down on Las Positas, and also to, if you were coming over from the west side or coming over out of Ealing's Park from that upper part of the Mesa by Flora Vista, you could go through Ealing's Park, down Jerry Harwin, cross the steel bridge, and down Allen Road and be down to Hendry's with literally not being out on the roadway except for that intersection.
Yeah,
Real
it's great.
cool. I think
Yeah.
it's about a year maybe away from completion, but going to be a huge addition to the improvements we've made already on Cliff Drive in terms of the road diet, the bike lanes, the roundabout, and access from the west side of town, access from the Mesa down to the beach. So looking forward to that.
Would love to hear an update on what's
No, I
happening
didn't. Thank you.
at City College, and take it away.
Update on SBCC. So when COVID hit, we had to move very quickly in taking all our operations online. So first major task was to move all the classes online, and second was to move all the services online. And thankfully, we didn't have to shut down the college to be able to do that. We were able to do it, almost like turning on a switch. We were concerned at the beginning of the semester when we heard stories about parties and IV and all of that happening. So we have been communicating with our students, quite frequently that we're responsible adults and responsible citizens. And touch wood, so far, we have had maybe 3 or 4 positive cases of our students, not because they came to campus, but just being around here, So I'm thankful that students at least appear to be, heeding some notion of social responsibility. Though I still understand that some parties do happen in IV. I don't know about the neighborhoods around here. There might be small parties that happen. UCSB and Santa Barbara SBCC, who are talking, about options as to how to keep the young group of people engaged, especially during Halloween and coming holiday season. So they are working on that. Spring, we are again going to be primarily online, but we'll offer hopefully a few more in-person classes. So maybe 300 or 400 students a day on campus at most, nothing more than that. And it all depends on how things improve, or whether we bring employees back to campus to deliver some of the services from campus. So right now the plan is everybody stays away from campus till end of the semester, and we'll make a decision sometime late November regarding what we might do in terms of January, February, in terms of employees coming back to campus. We are also in the process of looking at our facilities and what our facility needs are. And it is becoming fairly obvious that in a year or two, we'll have to go and ask for some funding through a bond, just to keep our facilities in good shape. It looks good from the outside, but inside it's a lot of things are falling apart.
Dr. Goswami, do you know the exact enrollment right now, numbers of students?
Right now, I think our head count will be somewhere in the range of 14,000. So we're well below the 18,000-20,000 that we were a few years back. So we are almost down 20%.
So let me ask you this. I know on the one hand, at one point, the college was trying to get their numbers down.
Mhm.
Where is that balance what number are you looking for that's a good balance?
Actually, I'm looking from the perspective of, since we have trended down over the last 5-6 years in a consistent way, I'm looking at it more from the point of view of adjusting the size of the employee base to the student base that we have right now. So if you don't make that adjustment, then no number is good enough, you know.
Right.
So we need to make sure that we kind of adjust our employee base on a capacity base to the numbers that we roughly have right now.
What about sports? What's happening with sports right now? I read that the football team tested about 3 positive tests.
Yeah, the couple of positive tests come from the football team and a couple of positive tests from some other students. So those are the 4 or 5 students that I was talking about. Right now, there is no season has been canceled for fall.
Oh, it has.
All athletic
Mm.
events have been moved to spring,
Oh, okay.
and the guidelines for athletic competition is a little bit more strict compared to opening a business or opening a facility. So there is a strict testing requirement for any kind of athletic activity, in intercollegiate competition.
Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Mike. And thank you, Kate, and everybody who attended. And stay healthy, stay safe, and please tell your friends and family to donate to Cliff Drive Island so we can get that beautiful beautification of our self-sustaining garden of Heroes Island again.